and then also speak, it fucks with me. Something about hearing yourself with a delay. Now, let's see. The mission, while a success, wasn't fully a success. Had the unfortunate... No, I'm doing this wrong. I was charmed. I'm fucking angry. Another failure. It's about the mindset. It's bullshit is what it is. About the mindset of my magic. Sirens. Any pool of water connected to the ocean. Unfortunate these aren't that, then. Zula.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ed. Oh, that is new.
And that's a matter of
That's an
perspective.
interesting mask you have there. I mean, I suppose so. You know, I'm surprised to see, you know, at the academy again. I thought he was, you know.
Xander?
Mm-hmm.
I saw him earlier.
I think he saw us and then he just ran because he was with the new people, right?
Wait, who?
Is that how is he attempting to squirm his way back inside?
Like he ran up that way. I have no idea. He just left.
Oh, I see him. I'll go check on him.
He's currently right there.
If he pulls another one of those stunts like he did last time, I'm gonna be real fucking pissed.
I've been assured he won't by Fontaine. He told me this might be a possibility a long time ago. I didn't think he'd actually pass any of the trials to get back into the school, though.
What, is this like a rehabilitation center now?
I think he already
I
went
suppose.
through rehabilitation. Was allowed back in due to that.
I assume it's going to be as useless as all of the previous trainings I've already been told about.
I don't know if this is
He's
maybe
been
me
through-
being, you know, ignorant and shit, but I was under the impression this was a place of the best, not a rehabilitation center.
Your
It is supposed to
analysis
be that.
would be correct. This is meant to be a center for the elite.
I would like to emphasize the word meant to. Well, words. It really isn't at this point. Honestly, I'm surprised that half of the people got in here in the first place. It's kind of concerning.
I don't want to be on a high horse and shit because I try to keep myself humble, but this just rubs me the wrong fucking way.
Well, you've caused no issues, and you've been training diligently, probably more than anyone else. The entire time you've been here, you're a model.
It's of no real issue. Inevitably, he will do something to get himself removed once again, and we'll never see him from that point onward.
I'm certain he's out of chances.
I would have said that after the last time. But no. Evidently, he has one more.
I would have thought after the whole causing property damage at the tournament, saying the things he said about you, then doubling down on it. What else did he do?
A
I
better
generally thought the
question
property
would
damage.
ask, what didn't he do?
Yeah, that's true.
Honestly, he's
He is
done from
incapable
continuous
of
harassment
learning.
to property damage to assault.
He is incapable of improvement. It's only a matter of
It
time.
does make sense.
I mean, I won't lie, sometimes I'll be a little goofy, right? But when it comes down to me needing to lock in, I'd like to say I'm pretty good at locking in.
Your concentration is
to have fun
admirable.
and not have fun. I appreciate
I have seen no evidence to contrary what you're saying.
Hmm.
I mean, I also gotta look at some of the new people. Seems like at least one full-blooded Oni. There's this big woman, maybe giant? Maybe.
I saw several of them while I was up there.
I did spot you in the skies. I assumed you saw them. Yes, a few of them look strong, to say the least, but that doesn't really equate for everything. Strength alone isn't
You
enough.
can have a muscle-headed, you can have a meathead and they can just be nothing but useless. Dumb as a sack of bricks.
Admittedly, Koth, if you don't mind, I do need to train more. I admittedly don't think I've trained at all since arriving here. I'll join you in your morning routines.
I do mornings and nights.
Call it overconfidence, but I haven't really felt the need, in all honesty.
In that case, I'll leave you to your morning routines. I'm unsure whether or not there's going to be a morning announcement today.
Wouldn't it have already happened by now?
Yes, however, there were also new students. I witnessed several teachers, yes. It's possible that they're ending their tour inside the Grand Hall.
Do you think they'll try to force what's the word I'm looking for? Camaraderie? Out of all of us?
I very much doubt it.
Honestly, I'm not a big fan of when people force it. I'd rather have it happen naturally.
Did they attempt to force it when you joined?
No. But at least I know my house had a meeting for the first time in apparently forever.
Interesting.
Haven't had a meeting since.
Really?
Hell, I barely know half the people in Vanguard.
Does Vanguard not have meetings?
Apparently
We've
not.
had them maybe once or twice. I heard we don't even stick around each other.
That is concerning.
It was the first thing I was told.
That's less about forcing camaraderie and that there's very little camaraderie to begin with.
It seems completely disorganized from my perspective.
That's what I've heard.
Which, it'd be better if there was actually trained unity.
Doing well. That's what I've been. We were supposed to have like these underground spars constantly, but I haven't heard anything about them.
Oh.
I would assume them to be in the Grand Hall.
Yeah, I would assume if we're having one, it'd be there.
I'm simply going to check whether or not there are people in there.
As am I.
We have new students. Treat them with respect.
Yep.
What the fuck was that? What a fucking loser.
Treat them with respect.
Yes, please, order me around some more.
Yeah.
Pleasant.
I'm gonna keep my mouth closed. Something I could have said, but it just be kicking the dead horse.
Specialist course? Yes. Specialist. What's
Well, you're talking about one of the second year specialist course. Apologies. There you go. Yes, Tesla is a second year specialist course. Specialist course are people who are recruited by a professor specifically for their skills, namely tinkering and magitech with Tesla. We have 2 Oraclemancers in our current specialist course.
Will there be a moment to introduce each of them to their respective houses so we can give them a proper warm welcome?
That is correct. It is just once they're done with their tour and meeting their professors.
Of course. Also, would you rather us do it this week or next week to talk to them about our cavalry dock? Giving interviews and...
If that would probably a little later. Let them settle in this week. If
They are energized for that.
And which
That
one
is
of them
They're adults.
are
they can make
specialized in oraclemancy?
I'm going to the medic bay
There
to see what I need
is
to do.
one with ironically, they're both in the Valkyrie house. The two new Valkyries are the Oracle specialists. Miss Muse is one of them.
Which one is Miss
Miss
Muse?
Muse is one of my recruits. The unicorn. She's one of my personal recruits.
Understood.
We do. 2 Ocromancy
I mean, even if I
But I have a
was,
question
even
with
if it wasn't the
Headmistress.
Valkyrie,
Three
you'd
Vanguard.
still be working
Yes.
out.
How many cavalry are
3.
there that I need to...
There are 2 new cavalries.
Oh.
Perfect.
One's in armor,
of them
and
is
the
in-
other one is. Apologies, the face are slipping me.
No,
Yes,
you're fine.
one is in
small
made.
lady.
The only one in armor. Yes,
Yes, it's the Starborn.
she has blue hair. She's the cavalry. And the one in full plated mail is your new cavalry as well. You have 2 new additions.
Alright.
If you would like to get to know the new Orcomancies, they are both in Valkyrie House.
Understood. We'll at least have to grow
One is
familiar
Silverwing,
with the
one's
new
in
cavalry.
Divination.
Star Heraldry.
Same with the Vanguard.
Yes, the one from Mythins. We have 2 brawlers as well.
I figured out who the 2
I assume Vanguard then.
The one in armor and
Yes.
small Starborn. And Valkyrie has
All of them
2
seem to have weapons, or at least the majority of them seem to have some sort of axe, also in hand.
Yes, they brought their weapons as a part of their luggage, but they wanted to make
I
sure
do
they could
hope
keep
that
it on
they
them.
utilize more than just their strength,
3 are Vanguard.
but that is only to see. I do not have bad opinions of them. If they are
How do you
carrying
feel about your new
weapons-
Valkyrie, Ironwood?
Let's see, one was up and center right away, the other took a while, so half 50-50.
One
One
is
of them
shy,
is a
give him a little
little-
benefit.
Armor boys cavalry.
Airheaded is the word that I would describe one of the first one. The second one seems a little bit more nervous and on edge.
First
Well,
one's optimistic, second one's just nervous.
The green armor
yes, from what I understand, the one that's nervous is the most vulnerable out of the 2.
You literally put them in the
But they
class
both.
with
Yes.
me, who's gonna break them
Yes.
to show them the reality world.
You need to learn to be gentle. That is why.
Headmistress, can I ask a question?
The mistress is right there.
Yes, Nova, how can I help
Is
you?
there any
Not wrong
new,
on
if you can, who's the new Centurion?
The
I
small
kinda
red
did the
panda.
process of...
Yes.
Oh, I haven't seen them.
2 new cavalry.
Yes, they're the shortest one. Unfortunately, they're easy to lose.
Where are they heading now?
Thank you, that helps a lot.
They're currently on their tour right now. They're with
Do you know-
Virtues and Winter.
We can do interviews.
Do you know where they are next on their tour?
If they have the energy for it.
I believe Virtues is giving them the option if they want an internal first and then external, or external then internal. So
Don't worry, this. You will get to meet the new cavalry.
I want to inspect
let them
them.
get there. Yes, how can I help you, Menace?
Okay, come here. I need to show you. Because
Okay.
I can't, like, explain it.
Hello, Ironwood.
Alright.
Greetings. How are you doing today?
They said my name. Give me a moment.
A brief analysis of the new students shows some promise. I'm quite excited, especially with some of the new weaponry that's been shown.
I heard you say my name.
Excited to meet the 3 new
exactly.
Vanguards.
Person
It is-
The documentation
Vanguard
It's the red
absent
panda.
for a little...
in
Oh.
regards to
Short red panda.
cavalry doc.
Tiny red panda. I don't know how tiny.
This is due to the fact I still haven't updated my section.
5 of them are Europa height or about
Yes, because it's without knowing exactly who and how much of the details have been filled out, it's hard to progress.
It'll be updated shortly. It's currently reprioritized for a while.
We should prioritize it this week so we can do our jobs next. I don't want
Now
us to
that
be
we're no
double-dipping
longer
and
on
make
a
them think we
time
don't
crunch.
communicate.
He's kind of getting his bearings.
Exactly.
Talk to him earlier.
He's not in any houses at the current moment.
I know, to prepare things for later this
It may
week.
not be super important to you.
Okay. One thing at a time.
Analyze some of the Vanguard.
My sister was informing me that she has a break in her work next week. So she usually does hired work.
Has blue hair.
So I have to make
Is this what you
sure
were speaking of
everything is
earlier?
tidy.
Or your family will be visiting? Yes.
Yes. Which, I'll be honest, I am excited to see them, because I'm always enjoying to see their company. However, the other issue is some of our fellow students don't know how to keep it in their pants. So I have to deal with people acting out of line with that.
I'm aware.
Give them a little bit
We've
more.
seen evidence of that all the way since the
For her
tournament.
sake, more so than making himself look like a fool in front of her.
Not to mention
do
the
it
other
publicly.
vendors that have hotspots.
I'm afraid there's nothing you can do to stop that.
Well, if they lose their gonad, it's not my fault. Ball tag champion for nothing. Well, not ball tag champion for nothing, is a better word for it.
The what?
Remember how I'm really good at my hand-to-hand combat? I learned it from her personally and my brother. And then how to deal with weapons from another brother, and then after Menace.
How does this deal with the title you gave your sister?
As much as I want to.
I didn't give her the title. It was a game amongst pirates of, you know, whoever punched the other hardest in the nuts won, sort of thing.
Right. Silly me.
Ask Menace, he can teach you.
I'm not curious.
Oh, so silly, but I'm going through like 30 different names for you at this point, Aaron.
Find it enjoyable.
I have
How
one.
stressed I am this week.
Someone who likes progress.
Yeah, but I almost called you Menace, almost called you Europa. Aaron.
Growth is always everything. I
The
don't
only
really
reason I
believe
asked
that.
that because I feel like I recognize it from Razum.
I had the same mindset.
It's just my
You
view.
don't understand. You don't
I would
understand.
like to believe this.
I have to make sure everything is perfectly fine this week.
I don't think
And
it
now
has to
there's
do
a new
with
variable to that
stress.
equation.
How many head wounds did you take on the last mission?
And if they're from
I took mostly
mentioned to
physical
me,
damage to the body.
be
I'm very good
probably
at keeping my head
your
safe.
clan. I don't see the
Blitz,
issue.
I think
It's a
you
positive
need
thing.
to relax.
In that case, remember my
Especially by
name.
my
In that case, remember my
From a
name.
perspective, I agree. With things, yes.
Irenaeus.
Probably. I'm sure everything will be fine.
Yes.
If you need anything, no, you can rely
That
on
is your
me if
name.
you need, I guess, an anchor. You know.
Right.
That is actually your name, Aaron. That is your name. Aaron Anus. It's better to say Aaron.
That is not the correct pronunciation of that name.
I know, and I'm trying to pronounce it right, but it just comes out as that, so I just shortened it to Aaron.
Naeus.
He was asking about ball tag earlier.
Naeus.
The other person I was
Because it was the first time. No, because it was the first time I had heard of it. Actually, this conversation is over. Have a good day.
They're at Wilhelm's height. I don't know what they
Fun
are.
little
I'm just
sword.
going with that.
Some pirates did a Neptune.
The Red Oni.
Yeah. So ball tag is tagged, but it's punch some of the balls. This is really good at it.
Oh well. I thought I will say enough to listen to that conversation.
As have I.
Apologies.
Good to see you around for once.
I did come back last week from Israel, so...
And how was that?
It was weeks-long meetings, back to back.
Lovely.
Not the most thrilling of things, but information had to be gathered.
Was the information important?
Yes. Considering the circumstance. There is also a decision having to be made.
What decision was that?
I will be informing the cavalry later today.
Understood.
An assignment was brought to our attention that was a little worrying, involving Pandora. A few things need to be discussed before anything else.
Understood. I'll await the meeting then.
Appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your day.
I believe the recruits are heading their way outside, or heading to the dormitories.
Understood.
Just finished the library.
I'll see if I can get a good look at them.
Looking forward for that meeting.
Hello, Irenaeus.
Hello. Is there something you wish to speak about?
No, I am simply saying hello.
In that case, greetings.
get a lot more cramped with the larger people.
That's why they have that little platform.
I suppose true.
Except for their dorm rooms are most likely going to be up the stairs, of which they have no other option.
Potentially. I will say that all of the new Vanguard members is quite useful. However, I feel like utilizing them correctly will probably lead us to spacing them out on missions.
Not really now.
Having utilize all larger members may be good in certain missions. However, it may come to challenge if they cannot deal with smaller opponents, especially if their speed is significantly faster than their own. They may be strong and some of them may be swift. However, it still takes them longer to swing a weapon than most people. They may end up overly injured due to this fact. If
True.
all of them are utilizing their height.
However,
That does not mean
primarily,
Go ahead.
Vanguard's purpose is going to be dealing with the vast majority of the types of enemies we're going to face. Ideally, the rest of the squad can have someone skilled at dealing with a smaller, faster opponent, even if the Vanguard is incapable. Or poorly suited for, as a better word.
I believe that is true. I was just more saying, especially with 3 more units being of a larger size, spacing them out better is also good for the fact of if there are more larger opponents, like the Golem, they will be proficient at blocking and fighting them more efficiently than some of the other people. It would also give Nako a break from having to make people larger to deal with the Golems.
Yes.
Spacing them out between missions means that they are more useful, or there is a majority number of them that can be utilized.
Especially since Nako's specific brand of magic is actually quite useful.
Yes. Additionally, that makes it even stronger when they are utilized on those people, as that is their basic height.
I'm unaware of the specifics. Is it of a stronger effect?
I do not know. I know that there is different scales of it that Nako has. There is a largify, which ups your size by about 25%, and then there's another one that doubles your overall size, which is hugify.
Did Nako come up with these names?
Yes.
I see.
wow.
Yes.
Grab your material for your summoning.
Very well.
Oh, is that happening today?
Go and get yours done.
Shortly.
Yes.
Congratulations.
I'm going to try and get through as many students as I can stay. So, I have time for one right now, so.
I assume the ritual room then?
Yes.
In case I want to stop by and see it.
Yes. Feel free to come witness if you would like.
I think I will. I'm interested in the new cavalry and what they have to offer. But I'm not going to try bothering them right now. Not when virtues will just talk over me.
If you do not
What
mind.
reminds me, since I know you're interested, one of the new students is heavily interested in Star Heraldry like
Star
you.
Heraldry.
So I think I'm going to start doing classes on that.
I see. Even if I don't end up performing it, I would like to grow knowledgeable on the subject.
Which subject, if you do not mind me asking? I did not hear.
Star Heraldry.
Star Heraldry.
Specific type of divination.
Ah, I remember.
Oromancy.
Never mind.
Yes, I see you. You can go away.
Don't worry about it. You know, casually, when it comes to play, the spirit's still lingering about.
Ah, understood.
Anyways, are you ready, Aura?
Yes.
Before you go, Irenaeus, there is one that They speak with a sting to their voice, but I do not know if it is their default tone or not. The giant armor one that seems to be in cavalry. They have already expressed dislike in... Well, I can understand it. They have already expressed dislike in certain behaviors, which is going to be a problem for the school, unfortunately.
Do you elaborate?
People that do not have manners. The newer Valkyrie member, not the human, the other one.
I thought you were talking about the cavalry in large armor.
Yes, I'm referring to the person that they ended up mentioning that they disliked was after barely meeting them and not actually having talking to them. They already had formed a strong dislike about them, judging from their words. It is something I simply analyzed as a first experience of this person that warranted a small amount of worry, as they have not really talked to this person, nor have they really understood their place.
Understood. Thank you for bringing that to my attention.
It is small.
It is something
Yes,
to be
it is
noted
small,
for the
but-
future, and whether or not they're capable
Correct.
of stowing it for the sake of the
That is
mission.
what I am worried about.
When you say
We will
lack
see
of
how-
manners, do you have any details about what exactly was meant by that? Is it referring to eating
She
habits?
overall is... No, she is quite up close and personal. I do not know if he was around when the lady said this, but one of the first questions that she posed was sitting on someone, as they were wanting to take a seat. So I can understand where it stems from. This person seems a little... airheaded.
Which one? You said large one, there are two of them.
The person that I'm talking about that asked to sit on someone is the human? No, not the. She is not human. It is. There are two people in cavalry. I did not catch her name, unfortunately. But she.
Starborn,
there is
blue hair.
The human. No. I'm getting them mixed up. It is not the lady in cavalry. It is another lady.
I believe they're outside right now if you want to go look at the
They are in
the new one. While we wait for the meeting.
I was going to give them a moment.
Yeah, I think fresh air will be nice. I think that would be nice.
They were in Valkyrie. There are two new people in Valkyrie. There is one human male that has blue hair, I believe, or a strand of blue hair, and the other person is I believe they are human-ish. I cannot recall if they had a horn on them or not, or if I am just miscalculating. I was too busy trying to gather data on the Vanguard.
Which is reasonable. Copperbeard.
Hello!
G'day. No, mate.
Regardless, they seem to have a strong opinion at the start. It was mainly what I was worried about.
Ultimately, their opinions don't matter to me. As long as they can stow it and act professionally. But it's good to be aware of that they generate strong opinions quickly.
That also leads me to bring something else. While I am not taking charge of Vanguard for Hezekiah, I will be stepping up a little bit more. I am going to start analyzing a lot of the different Vanguard. If there is a question that you have about them, please come to me.
I believe I will. We've already been analyzing most of the students. Their abilities, how they function, how it works with their personalities. However, we do like hearing opinions from those actually inside the groups.
Of course. I also am trying to see how they work against and with other people, as me fighting them is a little bit more of understanding their equipment and kit to better pair them with other individuals. Which is also why I'm going out of my way to fight alongside other people, and against other people, more than just Vanguard.
That's good. In case I have questions, I'll come to you most likely first.
Of course. I will tell you what I know, if anything, about them.
Thank you.
Let's go.
I'm going to go ahead and go.
Of course.
There we go.
Don't let me hold you.
Hmm.
Sweets, savory, sour food, candy, currency.
Let's just go with something, you know, led towards more the veterans.
Okay. Alright, so if everything plays here, all you need to do is your incarnation.
My bad. It's just a little bit of a... Okay, a little bit of a runes. Some papers on it containing the preferred knowledge.
Alright. So, with that being said, it's all set. So, when you're ready, you may start your incantation. Remember, do not give it your name until after the contract has been placed.
Understood. I call upon the void to release one of its spawn.